Jeff Hardy has been written off AEW TV. Plus, a WWE star has slammed frustrating SmackDown creative, and a major WWE return could be happening at Money in the Bank. It's all in the wrestling news right now. It's looking like we're not going to see Jeff Hardy on AEW TV for a little while. There is reasoning for that, though, isn't there, Andrew?
There certainly is. Where did that come from? Certainly is. This comes from Fightful Select. They say Jeff Hardy is not going to be performing on AEW TV during their trip to Canada. Fightful Select learned that Hardy is unable to get into Canada due to his arrests and was written off of television as a result for the time being. Now, AEW has 8 straight dates in Canada and don't return to the United States until July the 19th episode of Dynamite in Boston at the TD Garden. It's possible AEW can or will do pre-tapes with Jeff Hardy. He was hit very hard in the jaw last night by Juice Robinson with a roll of quarters in that man's hand. So I imagine that could be a way to sort of keep him off TV for a little while.
AEW are really rolling back the years at the moment. We're getting the return of the lethal lottery, whether we like it or not. And we're getting people hitting people with rolls of quarters.
We sure are. Nothing bad ever happened from that before, did it?
Oh, exactly. Give us a big pumpkin on the stage for October, you cowards. So this is why we saw Jeff Hardy take a shellacking, as Lord Alfred Hayes would say. He's off TV now because they can't travel to Canada, and he'll be back the other side. I imagine we will get a big Hardy's revenge showdown at Wembley.
Yes. Oh, that's a great shout.
Yeah,
that's a very good shout, actually.
I could see providing all is well, and Jeff Hardy's able to, I believe, to travel to the UK. I haven't checked that beforehand. My bad. But even if not at Wembley, certainly something major on Dynamite in the US, where we will see the Hardys mixing it up. With the revenge on the Guns.
Oh, absolutely. I'm looking forward to that now. I can't wait. I'm excited to see Jeff again.
Yeah, they've got to go away to come back again.
They do.
Now, let's move over to the WWE side of things. Ahead of Money in the Bank next week, one WWE star was very open about some frustrations they've had with creative.
Yeah, so Sheamus was the one who was very honest about his feelings towards the Brawling Brutes creative.
This was in an interview with the Metro, by the way. I forgot to put that. Metro.co.uk.
Quite all right, young man. Let me tell the people. He said, I just don't think they've really capitalized on the group. I don't think they've really let us show what we can do. This stop-start stuff is really hard when you're trying to highlight young talent. It's frustrating, you know. Maybe we'll get an opportunity to show what we can do as a group, because a lot of those other groups who are out there now have definitely got an opportunity that we haven't had to do some storyline stuff, some character stuff. That's kind of been a shame, to be honest, considering the talent that's in there.
It's funny because we had Rich Holland on the Cultaholic podcast feed last week. You can go and check that out. Lovely chat with Yorkshire boy, fellow Yorkshireman Rich Holland. And the one thing that he said that kind of leans into this was he was saying that I don't think anybody truly knows what I'm capable of yet. And I think there is an element of there's not been a major story attached to the Brawling Brutes outside of their creation.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a difficult thing as well, because I feel like when they paired with Sheamus and that whole group was sort of formed, there was a lot of momentum behind them. I believe that's around when Sheamus, people were just gunning for Sheamus to win the IC title at that point as well. And there was a lot of momentum there, and it did feel I think there was a great tag team match between the Usos and the Brawling Brutes as well. And nothing really ever sort of came of it in terms of them possibly being at the peak of where they could have been in that moment. And maybe we'll get it down the line. I agree with what Ridge just said there, in that he doesn't feel like he's been able to show what he can do.
Yeah.
He seems to be the one that gets sort of pushed to the wayside a little bit, which is a shame, because I think he's incredibly talented.
You do actually, that's the stuff that you said with Imperium is very true. Like there was some really as you say, when it was all the journey for Sheamus to become the IC champion that didn't really come to anything at that point. But we got some bangers with Gunter out of it as well. I'd like to see a big storyline, meaty storyline for them to get their teeth into.
Yeah. I wonder now, obviously with Sammy and Kevin holding the tag team titles, maybe we will get that down the line though as well.
Yeah, I could see Kev and Sammy be up for working with.
Definitely.
I mean, they teased it a little bit on on Raw when they had all the tag teams lining up with Kevin, Sam, and there's Ridge going, "Hey up, lad, get this match at your belts. You better door than window." He taught me that.
Sound like my dad.
My mate, Rich Holland's your dad.
Rich Holland is my dad, apparently.
What a turn!
Well, can't you tell?
Oh, there he is. Rich the Fridge and Andrew the Cabinet.
Yep.
The chat with Rich is really cool. It's on the podcast feed right now. We talk about wrestlers that would become rugby players, who would transition well into rugby. Also, he gives us a little sneak preview of how he and Butch are going to be honouring the British Bulldogs next week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
A little doff of the cap to the Bulldogs next week. Rich will tell you more on the podcast feed right now. Dana Brooke, bless her, was on NXT on Tuesday, wrestling her heart out, and everyone booed her. I felt for her because I thought she put in an excellent performance. She put out the following tweet in response to the negative crowd reaction. I'm going to read it verbatim. "All right, I get you. Y'all think I suck. ... Thumbs up. Got it. Noted. Awesome. Ampersand." I don't know what. Heel turn?
Possibly. As you were sort of saying there, I feel really bad for her because I feel like she's actually putting in a lot of effort.
She really is.
To sort of not get anything out of it from the crowd in terms of reaction. Well, I mean, she's got a reaction, but it's possibly not the one that she wanted.
Maybe lean into that. I think that's the thing.
So.
I think when the crowd are going a certain way towards you, I think you lean into it.
And that's, I feel like that is something that a lot of wrestlers have done in the past as well, and sometimes it's really worked out for them. So, I mean, it remains to be seen whether she does that. Maybe it is the thing that she needs, though.
The NXT crowd, though, now I think about it, sat here with your good self, the NXT crowd has tended to be sometimes encouraged.
Persuaded in a certain direction.
Yeah. So whether this is a deliberate arrangement to lead to Dana Brooke going to the dark side.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
Dana Brooke's had some moments in time, 24/7 title reign that was just sort of casually forgotten about. That time where we genuinely think her and Batista were going to get it on at WrestleMania. I was into that. I was standing that relationship, as the kids say. But I don't think we've seen the best of Dana Brooke yet, so more for it. Money in the Bank is next weekend. Oh my days, Cultaholic will be present down in London. I believe we've got Ross and Fraser.
Yep. And some other wonderful editor
and some of our wonderful editing
as
team as well. I know Ryan got a golden ticket to go down.
Ryan, Joel, and Dan.
Oh my days.
It's going to be a wild one.
What a horrifying fivesome that's going to be.
Oh dear.
Jeebus. But we will be there. We can't wait to see you as part of Money in the Bank. Well, they can't. We'll be here. We'll be hanging back here being brilliant. But looking to Money in the Bank, looking like we're going to get a rather big... Something's going to go down there.
Yeah, so this comes from Better Wrestling Experience, who hints that there may be a big return happening at Money in the Bank. Who would you think? I would think Mr. McIntyre.
I was going to lean exactly that way, sir.
Yeah.
I believe Drew McIntyre is the one that is most likely to make a big homecoming return.
Yeah,
there.
Definitely.
He hasn't been seen on lineal WWE TV since WrestleMania. Obviously, he's popped up recently doing stuff with the Special Olympics. It's an ambassador role he's very proud of. But there's been lots of conversations about issues with contracts and creative. And Rich Holland, when we had a chat the other day, was very much hinting that, give it some time and he's going to be back. I think this would be a great way to reintroduce him.
I'm excited to see what they do with him, though, as well. Whether they do like a heel thing. If he comes back, we all blow our bananas off. we all blow our bananas off.
All our bananas off.
And he gets the huge crowd reaction, but maybe like he has a heel turn or something. Or whatever happens, I'm just excited to see him back. Bookies'
favourites right now are Io Sky for the women's ladder match and LA Knight, for the men's ladder match. In fact, BWE, Better Wrestling Experience, are reporting that Logan Paul being added to the men's ladder match is a red herring.
A red herring?
Designed to keep us guessing and to throw a little confusion our way.
Which it certainly has done. Because you can see the benefits of Logan winning and him taking the briefcase and doing all this media stuff and getting more people's eyes on WWE. But at the same time, don't take it away from LA Knight. Yeah!
He's so wonderfully over at the moment. And it's such an exciting time because I do believe in another creative structure. Obviously, the parties involved in the one I'm going to talk about are still around, but in another creative structure, I genuinely think that people would have gone, oh, it's great he's getting reactions, but we're not interested in him, so let's just pretend they're not happening. La 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 la. But I feel like they're letting it happen. They're letting it breathe.
Feels like the right time.
Feels good in my loins. We'll find out at Money in the Bank how willful those loin feelings are. I guess. Something like that.
Lawsuit pending.
Yeah, from somebody. Before that, of course, it's AEW Forbidden Door predictions on the Cultaholic YouTube channel later on today with Fraser Porter and myself. 9 pitches right now on the channel for Forbidden Door from Andrew, Jack, and Ross. And you'll have live reactions, what happened at, and the WTF moments for AEW's annual fight around the back of the Tesco with New Japan Pro Wrestling, known as Forbidden Door.
Tesco and Sainsbury's going at it.
Yeah!
That's what it is, isn't it?
Just let them go.
Let them go at it.
Let them have it. It'll all be on the YouTube channel over the next few days. And for the latest wrestling news throughout the day today, you can check out cultaholic.com. Keys.
I love you, bye.